सर रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन करूँ क्या?
हाँ, ऑन कर लीजिए।
डन। Good evening, everyone. Okay. See, if you have questions, the moment we reach the part of the form where the question is relevant, just write the question and I will answer the question. Okay. I hope I'm audible to everyone and visible as well. Plus, the screen is also visible. These three things are happening. 1, 2, 3. Yes or no? आवाज आ रही है? I am visible, दिख रहा हूं मैं. And the third is you are able to see the screen with a cat names spread around. Are these three things happening? Hmm. Okay. Okay. So again, see, when we sit down and say that it is a form filling session, my question is how important can this be? Simple form. We can fill the form. We have been filling forms since childhood. But please remember, hundreds and thousands of students every year end up making mistakes in their forms. The mistakes could be as simple as they forgot to check the birth year and therefore the year is wrong. When they were filling the 10th and 12th and graduation marks, there was a calculation error and therefore the marks entered were wrong. The mistakes could be as simple as this. But the problem is you will realize the mistake once the CAT results are out. And if we have a call coming, then it becomes a big problem. So be very, very sure of the or what you do with the CAT form. That is critical. If this is right, then everything else starts. Otherwise, there would be a problem, right? So we will be um, very nice, very nice. We'll be very, very, very sure of what we are doing at every step. At any step of the form, if you think there is something that needs to be clarified, please let me know. The good thing is, over the years, CAT also in the form has put in labels. Wherever there were problems or areas where students have to have used to have problems, they're starting putting in labels saying this is what you need to do. Right. So that is a good thing that the CAT has been doing, or the CAT administration has been doing overall. So how do we start? First thing is, since I know nothing, what I'll do is I will put in I am CAT in the Google search box or on my URL thing. And the first thing that happens, I am cat.ac.in. Click on that. The moment you click on that, you will be redirected to this form, right? So this is the form where we start filling the form. There are two uh, tabs that are important for us. The first tab is new candidate registration. This is when we fill the form for the first time. The second is registered candidate login. I started filling the form, but then I had something to do. That might happen in life. So what I will do is I will log out from the form and come back again. So when I'm coming back again, I will click on this link. Since we are doing it for the first time, we click on the first link, new candidate registration. Yes, we are new, so we register here. We wait for a bit, depending on our uh, internet connection. It says use Mozilla, Google Chrome, the versions are given. This typically is not a problem. I feel Chrome is a better thing. If you're using Chrome, you will be able to do it. Should not be a problem. So I close this. The second dialog box that opens up tells me two or three important things. One, applicant name. This will be used for official communication. Very, very important. Be ready with a mobile number that you are using or you can access directly. Third, be ready with an email address. Again, this email address has to be operative. You should be able to log into it directly because there will be an OTP that will be sent during the registration process. I'm sure name is not a problem for all of us, but we need a working mobile number and a working email ID to be able to register for CAT. Fine, I have both of these. So I say I agree. This is where my registration starts. It asks for my candidate name. Now, please read this note. Candidate name should be entered exactly as it appeared on the 10th SSC certificate, right? So, if you have two proofs for your name, for example, a few days ago, a student had message saying, my name on my Aadhaar card is a little different from the 10th certificate. Which one should I use? The rule is 10th certificate name is to be used. My name happens to be Rahul Sharma on the 10th certificate, so I write RAHUL. Also, while you are writing your name, it might not be a bad idea to write your name, initials, R and S in my case, as capitals and the rest as it is. So what I'll do is I'll show you this. So what happens is I write my name normally without using the caps lock. It will show in caps, not a problem. So I write Rahul Sharma, done. Date of birth. Date of birth, suppose, again, I will be using a date of birth that you guys might actually have. 2024, someone who's 21 years old will write the CAT for the first time. They will be born in the year 2001. So I'm using 2001. I hope my calculation is correct. Suppose you were born on 2001, 17 February 2001. I'm choosing a random date. This is my date of birth. Please remember this because it is not, I might forget. Email address. So we need a working email address. Working email address. Let me use an email address that is working and I have not used earlier. Okay. I am using the email address rahul @ test. This email address that you type here has to be available with you right now because there will be an OTP that will be sent the moment you register. So this is not something that you can write anything that you want. It has to be ready. This select country. I hope for most of us this will be India. Then we need a mobile number. I am writing a mobile number that I borrowed from a friend. I have a email address in place. Let me just check it once. Yes, it is working. I have a mobile number in place. Again, I check that was also working, right? So I click on generate OTP. The moment you do this, a captcha code will be created. So you write the captcha code. 3VR 8 DBN. Click on submit. Channel OTP. Oh, I think I made a mistake here because I should not have clicked on submit twice. But anyways, not a problem. Let us see. On both of these, the mobile OTP and the email ID that you send, you will get an OTP. You have to enter both these numbers. On the mobile, I've got 281. Valid OTP. So I got a number on my registered or the mobile number that I wrote. I wrote the OTP. I clicked on validate OTP. It says it has been validated. I say okay, thank you. Then I go to my email that I put in. The email OTP is again valid OTP. It has been validated. Very nice. So both the steps are done, and therefore I can continue with my registration process. Right? This is the easier part. Not a problem here. Next, we come to the overall OTP part. So let me 17 February 2001 is my date of birth. I come to the declaration part. I say I agree. Write the captcha that is written. AIN by arts. Vinod, please just wait for the part that we reach there. Okay, I will tell you exactly when we are in that part of the form. Okay. AN3 CRC, AN3 CRC. I say confirm. When I say confirm, it will say please check all of these numbers. My date of birth, as we remembered, was 17 February. The email ID is also correct. Country. I don't like the format in which my name is written. As I said, when I was writing my name, I did not use the caps lock. So I'm changing my name and I'm using the caps for RAHUL. Again, the caps for SHARMA. The moment I make this change, you will see a change happening here as well. So I start clicking, see, RNS became capital. So when you're writing your name in the registration part, use caps lock for the first letters. It will look better. That is all. The change will happen, but it looks better. So what I do is I click on every box, knowing that everything is correct. Rahul Sharma, the name is correct. Date of birth, we decided right now that I was born on this day. The email ID is correct. The country is correct. The number is correct. So I click submit. So it says, again, please note, your ID and password have been sent on the registered email address and your mobile number. Whatever email ID that you give and the number that you give will get your ID and your password, which you can use to log in the second time, whether it is for filling the form, whether it is for downloading your result. These will be used, right? So I cross the thing. At this point, I can click on go to application and start filling my application. Or if I think I will do it later, I can click on log out. Just to be sure, I am clicking on log out. So we start the process afresh using our new email ID and login. This might take a few minutes. Last time also that I did this, it took about 5-6 minutes. I clicked on log out as of yet. Okay, so I'm not getting a mail right now. I'm just waiting for the mail to come in. It is not. Let us continue with the process. Whenever the mail comes, we will check as to how to use that email ID and password or login ID and password, right? So what I'm doing is I'm not logging out. I'm going to go to application. When you do go to the application, please ensure you have 2 or 3 things ready. Number one is your photograph. The second is your signature, the photograph of your signature or a scanned image of your signature. Third is your category certificate. If it is not general, you will have to have a category certificate. The fourth thing is PWD certificate. Whatever applicable, photo and signature are applicable for everyone. So we start with the form. It says personal details. Whatever name that you filled will be there. You cannot change it now. And therefore, the first name, Rahul, I will name Sharma as mentioned in the 10th certificate. When you're writing your father's, mother's name as well, you will do the same process. Use the name that is there in the 10th certificate. That is the safest and will not lead to any problems in the future. Open your class 10 certificate, use these names. I don't think most of you will have spouses, so let this be not compulsory either. You don't have to marry to write cat, thankfully. Other personal details, date of birth captured from the first page that we filled. Gender, I don't think here there will be any confusion. Whatever gender you are, you can use the gender. Nationality again should not. Now this is an important category where important part where we say if you write general, nothing will change. Not here and even not at the bottom of the page. If I have any other category, for example, if I say EW, it will ask for further certificate issue date, the state that you are from, the number of the caste. Again, this is not important for EWS as such. But EWS, these two things are important: the certificate issue date and the state that you're from. And the moment I write EWS, there is an extra upload that is included, that will emerge here. Please upload a copy of the scanned thing. So can we write the last name and then first name as per? Yes, just use the 10 certificate, whatever your name is. Last, first, whatever. Just stick to the 10th mark sheet. I leave empty. The middle name is not a problem. It is not mandatory. You can leave it empty, not a problem. No, that is not. See, choose EWS, you will realize this is not a mandatory field. Wherever you have this red star, that is a mandatory field. So if I choose EWS, this is not a mandatory field. Hai to acha, if it is not there, not a problem. Middle name you can leave empty, not a problem. It is not a mandatory field. Middle name is not a mandatory field. You can leave it blank. Right? Even the last name is not mandatory, technically speaking. You can leave it blank. All right. Chalo. Moving on, if instead of EWS, I write NCOBC or SC or ST, in that case, it will ask for the certificate date, the category, and then there is the serial number entry and the caste community name. So there is a list for this. If I put NCOBC, there is an I box here. Click on this. You will be redirected to a page. Go to your state. For example, my state is Haryana. I click on Haryana. You can see this. This is the entry number. This is the name. Choose what is closest to who name is and fill those entries here. Sorry. Fill those entries here. Caste issue date, you will have the certificate. The state, you know the state. Based on the list, put your serial number and the name. Similar things will happen for SC and ST categories as well. There is an I, click on the I, you will get the serial number as per the state and your caste name. Put those entries in this list, right? The moment you choose a category, correspondingly, you will always have the scanned copy of a valid certificate at the bottom of the page that you will have to upload. Since I am filling the form as a general candidate, I am putting this as general. It says, do you belong to disabled? If that is the case, you will click yes. Again, there will be a certificate that you will have, which will have all the details as to what is the, whether it is measurable or not, what is the number that you have for that certificate, what is the category, and so on. Whenever you fill this, you will realize that at the bottom, it will ask for the certificate. If I say no, as in if I say no, it will not ask for the certificate at the bottom. So when you are filling the form, have your certificates ready, whether it is for category or for PWD, because they are to be uploaded. If you have those certificates ready, you will realize that is all you have to do to get all the information required to fill in the form, right? And again, whenever there is the red star is missing, that information does not have to be filled compulsorily. Wherever there is a red star, you have to fill that information. Moving on, it talks about the communication address. Again, the first line is important. Let me write 208 kV. Second line, sector 21C. Third line does not exist. The country, India. State and territory, I am in Haryana. I type H. Get to Haryana. District. District is Faridabad. This will happen as per the town city. I have to type this. It is Faridabad. Pin code 11001. The email address that I put in is there. Alternate email address is not required. Primary mobile number I've already filled. So there is a question or a doubt that has been posted in the comment section. It says, I have made a mistake by filling a CAT application form. We have to again register with new mobile number and new email ID. Yes, you should do that. You should do that on the safer side, because the colleges do not accept the mistakes. The college will say no outrightly, it is safer that you fill the form again. And again, before you pay the fees, just review the form. So that even if you have to fill the form again, it is not a problem. But ideally, do not have a mistake in the form, because all of this information will be used by the college, and the colleges might create a problem when you get selected. Astiva, Astitwa, just wait for a moment. Let me get to the 12th marks and then we'll talk about it. Okay. Okay. Next, once my address is filled, is your permanent address same as the correspondence address? Typically, again, most of your information that you need, or the when the colleges or the CAT committee does communicate with you, they will do it on email and on phones. So the address is not very important, but still, correspondence address is one where you will be able to respond quickly. In my case, both are same, so I'm saying yes. If it so happens that you are a college student where you're living in the college and you have your hometown elsewhere, it might be a good idea to have these separate. Otherwise, you can just say yes here, and the information for the correspondence address will be filled. Yes, it will be mandatory. My address will be mandatory. Just give me a 1 minute back. Just give me 1 minute. I'm really sorry. It is raining bonkers at my place. The breeze was fascinating. Then I started getting water, so I had to save myself. Not a problem. I'm back. Chalo. So the address should not be a problem going forward, right? If your permanent address happens to be something or a place where you'll not be able to respond to communication, then you might want to have both the addresses separately. Otherwise, it's problem. This emergency contact details. You have to have a number here. What number do I dial? Not a bad idea number in this place as well, because sometimes what happens is, uh, uh, you get your communication on your number, but it is not delivered for whatever reasons. So if it is a working number, that your emergency number, they would also receive the message in most of the cases. So this probably is my father. I'm not sure of his number, but whatever. Give a genuine number here as well. More importantly, if it so happens that in the exam anything goes wrong, you have some number to fall back on. So the people who are conducting the examination, they will know who to get in touch with. So have a relevant number here, please. The last part of this page talks about uploading the photos. Again, just click the requirements of the photo. Important things being maximum size 1 MB, dimensions 1200 by 1200 pixels, uh, closer to the date of the examination, and do not have photos which these. It is self-explanatory, so I don't have to, say too much about this. Your eyes should be visible. Your face should be identifiable. That is what is needed. So it has to be a front-up image without goggles. and not blurry or having too much of lighting. Those are the things that have to be ensured in the photograph. I am just stopping the share for 1 second so that a wrong folder does not open up. Just give me 1 second in this. Share, click here to upload. Browse. Okay, perfect. We are in the right mode. Resume share. So the moment I click here to upload, I have to have a photograph which is less than 1 MB that I will upload in this situation. I click here to upload. This is the dialog box that will open. All the important information is repeated here. You click on drop file here or browse to upload. Drop file here, you will drag and drop the file here. I am saying browse to upload. You would have your photographs ready. So I say this is my photograph. I click on open. Wait for a few seconds. You will see your photograph as it has been uploaded. It should be visible up front. The lighting has to be okay. If you think it is okay, click on close. You will see a tick mark here. Then you go to the signature. Again, click here to browse to upload. I have my signature ready. I click open. My signature also seems readable, so I write close. Now you will be able to see these view tabs here, right? You will be able to see the view tabs here. If I click save and next, the page will alert me. It will ask me to check the photograph before submission one. So even if you don't do, if you forget it, the page will ask you to do it. So click on view. The photo looks handsome, not a problem. It is identifiable. I am sure no one will have a problem knowing who this person is, who I am. So that is okay. Then I click on the signature tab. I know I'll be able to make the signature in the exam. Both of them are okay. If you are using if you are using the PWD certificate or a caste certificate, please make sure it is readable. If there is a problem, it will be your responsibility, not the college's responsibility. It has to be readable at least. That is all you have to ensure. You click on save and next. Important thing to always check the page saying data saved successfully. So whatever you did before this page has been saved. Going forward, you can do whatever you want. So okay, the first page is done. Personal details done. I'm going on to academics. Once you reach on the second page or whenever you reach on the new page, make sure to scroll to the top of the page. Start from there. So first it asks me for 10 details. There was a question on 10th marks. Yes. 10th marks. No, there was no question as such. There was a question on 12th marks. I'll come to that. 10th says equivalent board name. This should be clear. For me, it was CBSE. Month, year, and completion. I was born in 2001, as we decided at the start of the session. 2001, 10th will happen when I'm, 16 years old, 2017. ठीक है. 17, 19, 18. 18 is good enough. So typically, your 10th will end in the month of. Rajnish, a second. Okay, I'll come back to this question. So let me passing year first. Typically, the exam happens in March, so March is good enough. Your mark sheet will also give you a month and a year. You can use that as well. I was born 2001, 2018. If I use 18, 20, and 24, I'll become an engineer. Okay, so 18. Rajni says, what will be my passing year given 18 improvement in 2019? See, your passing year will be the score that you use. If you're using the score of 2019, your passing year will be 2019. If you're using the score of 2018, then 2018. Because your 10th marks maximum. Okay. For CBSE, I know for sure. See, in our times, we had marks in numbers. So I had 5 subjects, the maximum marks were 500, and I got a 440. These marks are given to me. If you are a CBSE student and you had 5 subjects, see, all the exams were of 100 marks. If you have 5 subjects, your total will be 500. If you had 6 subjects, your total will be 600. Whatever CGPA that you got for CBSE, you have to multiply it by 9.5. It is written on your mark sheet as it is. For every board, there will be a conversion formula. Use that formula, right? So number of for CBSE students, number of subjects into 100 becomes the maximum marks. Your overall CGPA, the average into 9.5 become your actual marks. And basis that you will calculate your percentage. Percentage has to be written up to 2 decimal points. 500 out of 440 is 88, so I will write 88.00. CAT has been nice enough to accommodate this extra message as well. It says you have to round off to 2 places of decimal. Again, when you are filling this form, this is not Delhi University, it is not some other university. They are not asking for your best 5, best 3, best 2, best 1. It clearly says here, whatever subjects that you had, you have to put in the marks for all the subjects. If you have 5 subjects overall, put the marks for 5 subjects. If you had 6 subjects, put the mark for 6 subjects. There is no best of 5, best of 4 included here. Whatever subjects you had, multiply that by 100 total marks, and then doesn't mention any formula. We know that is not possible. Every board has to mention a formula because they are used for conversion. Just put in a get the formula. Your serial number is different in certificate, different in the link. No, that should not be an issue. Just use the serial number as per the certificate. That will work. It is not your problem. It is not your misrepresentation. You are using the link that was given. You are using the number that is given in the official certificate. That should not be a problem, right? Now there was a question earlier on the 12th CBSE extra subject only no marks given mark sheet. Do we need to add it or not? See, if there are no marks, how do you add marks for that? If you do put for that, if you put in the marks for a, so the question is 12 CBSE extra subjects only grade no mark. Convert the grades into marks. There has to be a formula to convert grades into marks. If it is not a subject that is marked, then you do not put any marks, right? But ideally, there would be some formula to convert the grades into marks. Use that formula. That will be safer. Okay, Asitwa. Only only pass. Uh, it is not possible. Every board has to have a conversion formula because college that if board does not have a formula, you are able to apply to any university. Uh-huh. Yes, yes, it is good enough, Roshan. 2 subjects only past mentioned 10th because of COVID. If only past is mentioned and there is no overall grade that you're getting in your mark sheet for anyone who for in the 10th, if it just says past, is any overall grade given in a mark sheet? If there is an overall grade, use that grade. I'll continue with the form. You can keep replying because of the lag that will happen. I'll keep picking up the comments as we go on. 12th, the similar process repeats. Whether you're a 12th or a click on diploma, it will ask for the details. If you are 12th, it will ask for the details like the 10th class. So I'm saying CBSE, year of completion, when did it complete 10th, 2018. So I'll have to complete 12th in 2020. Discipline, again, there is a question on arts. See, science is PCM, commerce is subjects like business, studies, accounting, economics, and so on for the top three subjects. Stick to that then. If there is a pass, you cannot help it. If the overall grade is based on the top three subjects, stick to them because that is the grade that the university has given you. That the board has given you. Stick to that because that will not be a problem. Right? Commerce becomes those commerce subjects. Art becomes history, polity, science, etc. So that is what art refers to. Your primary subjects, whether they were from the science domain, commerce domain, or the arts domain. Right? So I had PCM, so I write PCM. Then it asks me aggregate marks or pass without marks. For 12th, there is this thing that can happen. If your 12th marks were pass without marks, you can say promotion pass without marks. That is it. It will just ask you, you were awarded pass. So if you are someone who was given pass without marks for 12th, use this option. Otherwise, click on aggregate marks and you can put in your marks. So for me, if they were for 400, 411, I can do that. If you were someone who got pass without marks for 12th, you can use this. I declare I have not been awarded any marks due to COVID-19. This information found incorrect. CAT 2024 holds the right to cancel my application. For 10th, it use whatever the board gave you, whatever the board gave you as your CGPS, use that. For 12th, you have this option. For bachelor's degree, should I mention final CGPA on my degree or the GPA for last year? No. If you have passed out, you will be using the final degree on your certificate, not the final year. GPA for graduation is total, not the last year. So let me write aggregate marks 2018, 20, actually 2020 happened. So let us say promotion pass without marks. I declare, do whatever you want to do with it. Moving on then. Then comes your bachelor's degree. If you're in a final year student, you will say yes. If you are in the third or fourth year of your degree, so what it will do is it will not ask you for your overall marks. It will just ask you the current semester and whatever degree that you're doing. If you're not in the final, if you're not in your final year, that means you have passed your degree. So you will say yes here. For bachelor's, in my 12th, I was in code, but I have received a mark memo with marks on all subjects without doing any exam. If you have a marks memo, I think you should use your marks rather than pass without marks. At least you have something to prove. Yes, you'll input your aggregate marks because again, see at any point in time, if for your board the college will know what happened in COVID because there are hundreds of students who apply from your board. Even if one student goes out and says that we got marks, everyone is in the will face an issue. So unless your board has declared that you were passed without marks, you will not do that. If you have gotten marks, stick to those marks, right? And trust me, last year there were students who were uh, sent back from the college after getting admission because their work ex was not up to the mark. Up to the mark in the sense they could not provide all the proofs for work ex. They were sent back after getting admission. So it is not worth the risk, right? Chalo. So yes, I'm not in the final year. I've completed my degree. If I have completed my degree, they'll ask you what your duration of degree is. Mine was 4 years. I was an engineer. No, I'm not. I've not passed engineering. I passed out 12th in 2020. So I'm still in engineering. So yes, I am in the final engineering. So this by default is not an option anymore. I am doing engineering. So 4 years, current semester. I would be in the 7th semester right now. I will pass out in the next year. Type of university. For me, it is I don't know, state university. Name, Maharshi. Oh, state, sorry. This would be the state. So for Haryana, if I look at university name would be Maharshi Dayan University, College Institute, YMCA, they do not exist anymore. Degree name, it is BTech. BTech, 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 BTech. HICK, BTech, done. Please read a note. If you have a degree with honors or vocational, for example, BSc honors, BCom honors, BA honors, and they are not mentioned in the list, just choose the corresponding degree from the drop down. If you have BSc honors, choose BSc. If you have BCom honors, choose BCom, and so on. That is a note that CAT itself has given you. Then it says, what is the discipline? My discipline is engineering. Choose the closest discipline. That is all you need to do. Graduation engineering, commencement 2020. So typically July 2020 is when the no 20 when the year starts, and it will end in June 2024. 4 years of engineering. Aggregate marks. If you are a student who in college and it says marks awarded by the university, you have to write the average till now of the marks that are available with you. BBA is management. Others. If my degree name is not there, there is always others at the end, right? So moving on then, I'll write the marks here. Uh, I am a 62.20% type of student. If you are still in college, you will write the average marks till the mark sheet that you have given from the first to the current semester. कहाँ पे 25 होगा? क्यों? Oh, yes, very nice. Thank you. I made a year error. Good spot, Shaman. So no, I'm not in the final year. Apparently, I have passed. Yes, I've done my degree. It was 4 years. It was a state university. It was Haryana State. University name Maharshi Dayanand University. Name of college YMCA. They do not exist. Degree name Engine BTech. BTech. Where is BTech? BTech. Any. Yes. Discipline engineering. Graduation stream engineering. Month of commencement July 2020. When I passed my 12th. And June 2024. So I just passed my engineering. Thank you. Good spot, man. I otherwise there would have been an error. Hmm. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Aggregate marks. I got 62.2%. That is always true. Again, here I think some of you might want to go back and check with your college as to what the criteria for conversion to marks is, because here we have to put in marks as percentage. Are you going undergoing a 5 my marine? Okay. Again, if it is there in the option, fine. Or click on others. You can put other marine, not a problem. Not a problem. Just click on others and write whatever your thing, whatever your degree. What is your degree, by the way? Do you have a 5-year program? If you do, you write yes. Section. BA is arts. BA is arts. BA is arts. If you do have a 5-year program, click on yes. Ma'am, what is BA? I can you write the full form of SLP? I'll continue with this meanwhile. BBA management, commerce, whatever, not a problem. BBA could be management, could be commerce, whatever you feel like it will not be an issue. If you are undergoing a 5-year program, you'll write arts and management. So click arts, not a problem. Arts is good enough. No, that is not a problem. Again, most of this information is not your marks, your years, your degree. Your marks specifically will be counted in at the time of your admission. Rest of it is information for CAT to know what is the application base. So some people applying from commerce saying management and vice versa is not a problem per se, right? Since I am not a dual degree program or a 5-year program, I am saying no. Click here if you have one or more degrees. If you are a BA, you have to get a certificate from the college. Nothing happens, you multiply by 10, but ideally you have to have a certificate or some statement from the college saying that this is the process to convert CGPA into degree. If nothing is available, nothing is happening, you multiply by 10 and stick to it. So if you have done a BA LLB or something like that, BCom LLB, you will click yes here and therefore they will ask you for information. I haven't done it, so I'm not writing anything. See, no information required if I'm not done it. If you have master's degree, not a bad idea to put in the information. I am not doing that, so no. Similar information will be required for master degree as well, master's degree as well. The master, yes. Are you a fellow of actuaries in India? If yes, they will ask for the information. If no, you click no. Are you a CA, CS, ICWA? If yes, you say yes. Otherwise, you say no. If you are any one of these, do write it. Put in the information because it will help you in your admission. If you are not, you cannot help it. Write a no. Save a next. Sorry, save a next. Sorry. The page is dead. No. Okay, I'll have to go back. Data saved successfully, so okay, not a problem. If there is no formula, multiply by 10. But please go back to your university and check once, because technically every university has to have some formula. By design, they have to have it. They might not be publishing it, but they have to have some formula. Then comes to the programs that you want to apply to. This a simple way of doing it is say select all and fill in the preferences. That will work. Otherwise, typically the PGP program is the usual analysis. Oh, very nice. Speech language pathology. Rajlakshmi, for you, I would suggest you use others and write the details. Talk to your college whether they have a formula or not. If they do not, which is not possible, then just multiply by 10, right? Anubhav, you would be getting some proof of employment, right? Where there would probably be a joining letter. There would probably be some uh, money that is coming into your account. Your bank statement will also work as proof even if they're not giving you a salary slip. Sorry. वो double click हो गया ना उसमें होगा ठीक है. For work experience, what we do is again you click on your industry. You write the start date and the end date, and if there is any break in experience, you write the number here. For example, suppose I am working in banking and financial services. I passed on 2000. How can I be working? But anyways, suppose it so happens, again, any work experience that is to be filled in CAT has to have 3 criteria. It has to be full time, it has to be paid, it has to be after your graduation is completed. You cannot write work experience while you were doing graduation. Just put that as break. Putting marine under if you have breaks, do you get paid during those breaks as well? If you have a break, are you getting paid for that break? If you are getting paid for it, then it is a part of the process. You include that. You do not have to mention it as a break. If you're not getting paid for it, just write that as a break. Say, and explanation is simple. It is a break that you have to. So just write it as a break, not a problem. It is a part of the process, so it is not a problem that will be an issue per se. Okay. If you're not getting paid, technically it is a break, so you mention it as a break here. So, for example, I started in banking in the month of June 2024, 1st of June, and I've been working till date. But in the meanwhile, I had a break of 12 days. So it will give me the experience as 49 days. I passed out, I started working, I had a break of 12 days. So my work experience 49 days. That is the number I'll get to see at the bottom. Right? Save and next should not be a problem. For programs that you're applying to, again, I go back to the top of the page. PGP typically is the typical MBA program, that the 2-year MBA program. ABM is agro-business management, that is available in IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Lucknow. You have to fill this program without any exception. It is a very good program, easier to get into. Wherever you have the small e, typically this will be online. These programs can be skipped. Doctoral programs are the FPM programs. If you have that kind of a vision where you would want to become a doctor and all of that, you go for these programs, otherwise not. So typically what happens in these programs is you join, the first year is similar, and then you start writing a thesis over the next 3 to 4 years. MBA again is the normal program, PhD is the doctoral program, executive is the program for people who have work experience. Business analytics is the normal MBA program, specializing in business analytics. Human resource management is the normal MBA program, specializing in HR, right? And so on. PhD, BA, business analytics, BA. MBA is the normal program, digital business management, normal MBA program. Thumb rule is wherever you have the small e, it is an online program, you can skip that. PhD is for people who want to get in the 5-year doctoral program, and the program with the capital E, executive, is for people with work EX. Those are the programs that can be skipped. Other programs, I think you should fill on the safer side. Otherwise, simply click on all programs and all the programs will be filled. You just have to choose an interview city. To be on the safer side, I'm just choosing one of the programs. I am doctoral and my city preference is Ahmedabad. That is done. I come to the bottom of the page and I say save and next. Filling all the programs will not be a problem. Programs are filled, right? Okay. Coming to test city. So working tour. Wherever there is a confusion, use others. If you're not sure where you should put your work experience, choose others and put the detail. There are 3 options for others as well. Wait, yet. Can I use someone? Yes, you can submit you don't have to submit anything right now for work experience. They will be asked when you are joining the college. Salary slip, your bank account details, your passbook, and your joining certificate are good enough to prove your working. That is not a problem. Yes, if you're a fresher, you will put that as 0 and move on. Then comes the city preference. Again, this is very, very crucial. You will not believe the number of students who had to suffer last year. I filled Pune as my first preference. Lucknow is the second preference. I ended up in Lucknow. One of my friends filled Pune as the first preference. On a whim, he had put Kozhikode as the second preference. He ended up in Kozhikode. One of my students had Delhi and Nagpur as first and second, ended up in Nagpur. So, no. Work experience has to be full time after graduation and paid. If these 3 things are happening, then it is work experience, otherwise it is not. Internship is not work experience. So be very, very clear about the kind of city that you can be present in while you're filling the test city preference for at least the first 3 preferences. So if I'm someone who's in Delhi NCR, I would typically fill Delhi or say Gurgaon. Yeah. So I'll pick Gurugram, Noida, and New Delhi. I know these are places I can reach within about 2 hours of traveling. So that is not a problem. The first three have to be you have to be very sure of these, the first three at least. Last year, there were a lot of students who ended up in train cities, right? The fifth I can put in as Goa. If CAT is has decided that they don't want to give me a a convenient city, I'd rather be in Goa and writing CAT. What is the problem, right? Yeah, no interview. Yes, I am absent from subject 12th. Will it be added in total? I suppose that depends on what your certificate says. If what are the marks that you have been given in that subject where you were absent? No, it is not. Experience certificate is not needed for the form. It will be needed at the time of the admission. Yes, absolutely. Select all the programs, not a problem. You will only get calls for the programs that you are actually eligible for. And as it is for the PhD programs, you're not shortlisted. You have to apply for them separately. Every time it says invalid request. So my test cities are filled. At this point, my form is done. From here on, you are just filling your form or the fees for the form. And I think this is something that I'm very conversant with, fees. So this will be able to do without any help or support from my side, right? Yeah. So again, house open for questions. Uh, no, internships are not pointless per se. When you are in the interview, they will help you a lot because those are the things that will be discussed in the interview rather than you being asked questions like why do you want to do MBA? Who are you? Where were you? It is better to have internships. They help infinitely in the interview. So stick to that. They will help you eventually. Independent contractor agreement, which is like a freelance work agreement, but as long as they give you a proof that you have been working, that is okay. As a matter of fact, in the work experience column, if you read the note, I missed full time. It should not be part time is the only problem. Look at this question. There's a note here. Okay. See, if I click on others, the note pops up. See, candidates who are independent professional practitioners like lawyers, doctors, and other professionals can enter their work experience in others. Right? So if you are working as a consultant, you put in others, not a problem. No, no, koi problem nahi. As long as your board certificate says this is what happened, it is not your problem. It is the board and CAT's problem. You are not liable for anything. Yes, sir. अमन देख मैंने ही भर दिया तूने ही भर दिया वही मिलेंगे फिर गोवा में बीच पे no one cries on the beach bro चलो great I think most of the questions are done right again all the groups are open if there is any problem while you filling the form do freshers get calls with a good percentile if my absolutely 85% is a very good academic performance in graduation for sure so yeah definitely I was a fresher, I made it when I am. So yes, you do get calls. Get a good percentile. Good is subjective. Chalo. I think most of the questions are done. The groups are open. If there is any problem while filling the form, just drop in a message. We will revert like we generally do, and the rest I think should not be a problem. Right? But again, be very cautious while filling the form. Please preview your form while before submitting the form. That is critical preview. Use this tab to make through every word, every number, every upload that you have done for the form. to be sure that there is not a problem, because once this goes off, there will be no change. You'll have to spend another 2500 rupees to get it sorted, which is not worth it, right? I wish there are a lot of things that are considered depending on what your profile is, what you think, what depending on your marks in 10, 12, graduation, the type of graduation that you've done, your gender, your category. So there is no fixed number here. But again, if you're a general candidate, from 90 percentile onwards, you can be almost certain of getting into an IIM, irrespective of what you've done in the past. A general candidate can almost be certain 90 percentile onwards, they will end up in an IIM. The higher the percentile, the older the college. As simple as that. Right, sir? Chale. Focus on the preparation, focus on the percentile, and then we can take this forward. So thank you very much for today, for your patient hearing and your participation. Again, I am repeating, whenever there is a problem, drop in a message and we'll get it sorted. Right? Bye bye. Good night. Take care. And I'll see you in a couple of days.